Alright, it's the HAWK. Rey Mysterio not being in the WWE just feels weird at this point. It feels like he's been there since 2002, but actually, he hasn't. In February 2015, it was announced that Rey was leaving the WWE. He wanted to spend more time with his family and was burnt out from the schedule. He spent the rest of 2015 wrestling down in Mexico for AAA, but by the end of the year, he'd signed a contract with Lucha Underground. This was a pretty big get for them. He was the biggest name they had on paper. Can he be the star to catapult them to new levels of fame? It's Ring of the Hawk Season 4, the show where we watch back a wrestler's short run with a company, it's 30 or less matches, and at the end we shove them a final grade to see if they can do the JOB to the HAWK. And Rey fits this rule perfectly. Today's video is also a Patreon request by Aiden DeBar. If you want to make the Hawk talk, sign up today. And of course, okay, it's Rey Mysterio. In 2016, could he still go? Mysterio is the second guy that comes out. The crowd are pretty happy to see him. Well, it's a Royal Rumble match, but you have to be pinned or submitted rather than thrown out of the ring. So basically, it's Royal Rumble on super difficulty mode. FENIX has lots of respect for Rey and lets him soak in the crowd. The pace is fast from the get-go. Rey manages the first takedown with a nice head scissors. We get a 619 tease almost straight away, but Rey runs into a super kick. FENIX does a backwards handspring into an arm drag for a 1 count. King Cuerno is the third man to enter. He immediately takes control of the match. Rey tries to hit him with a hurricanrana, but it's turned into an alley-oop. The other two guys fight for a moment, which gives Rey the chance to recover. He goes flying out the ring like a seal on its belly to take out Cuerno. Next man out is Argenis. He throws Rey around and kicks him a couple of times for a 2 count. Moments later, Rey returns the favour and hits him with a 619. Rey opts to follow that with a frog splash from the top rope, and that is a 3 count. Rey looks around in disbelief that he was able to beat the mighty Argenis so easily. Next out is Johnny Mundo. Him and Rey fight because they both want to be the biggest star in Lucha Underground. Next out is everyone's favourite, Joey Ryan. We have a bit of a lull in the action for Mysterio before Mundo slams in on top of FENIX. Prince Puma and Jack Evans join the fight. There's the seated senton from Mysterio on King Cuerno, and randomly Mysterio makes him tap out to an armbar. Next up, Mysterio dodges a Jack Evans springboard and everyone takes turns stomping him down. FENIX and Mysterio work together now so Mysterio can splash Evans. No pin is made. The Gringos seem to be teaming up against the Luchadores. Wow, Taya Valkyrie looks different here. Girls, please stop altering your faces. Most of you look better than before. Nowadays she looks like a human urinal. The 3 Gringos are dominating and Mundo hits Mysterio with a springboard kick. Brian Cage enters and everyone dumps their nappies with fear. He isn't teaming with the rest of the Gringos though. Mascarita enters. Mysterio's just stood around looking bored. Maybe this match is actually on easy mode for him. A long time passes before Mysterio does anything. When he returns to action, it's a top rope splash which pins Marty the Muff Martinez. Mysterio fights with Brian Cage next and he's hit with a back suplex. Cage can't powerbomb him and Mysterio turns it into a hurricanrana. He can't hit 619 as Taya pulls the ropes down. It wasn't Rey Mysterio, but Morrison hitting Cage in the head with a brick has to be mentioned. This match is weird. Mysterio just doesn't seem to be involved in anything at all except sweeping up the pinfalls. And just like that, he does it again as he splashes Mil Muertes to eliminate him. The Monster Matanza eliminates lots of people. He doesn't even look that big or strong, but he's booked like he is. Mysterio's just standing around gorming out. Until he's taken out by Chavo Guerrero. Eventually we get down to the final 3, which is the Monster, Prince Puma and Rey. They will team up against the Monster. Double drop kicks have little to no effect on him. Puma throws Rey, but he's caught by the Monster, shoved into Puma and bowled out of the ring. The Monster German suplexes Puma out of his boots, so Rey has made it to the final 2 now. The crowd are all willing Rey to win this one. Good facial expressions from Mysterio as he checks out the Monster. Rey tries to use his speed, which doesn't work as he runs into a clothesline. Rey fights back with an enziguri which rocks the Monster onto the ropes. He blocks the 619 but can't do anything to Rey. Rey does manage to hit 619 moments later, but his diving hurricanrana is caught. The Monster plays with Rey like food before eventually crippling him with a slam. That's the 3. Okay, rare for an opening match on Ring of the Hawk to be so long, or for the guy to be so strongly booked. Rey didn't actually do that much except sweeping up pinfalls. I'd like to see him get a bit more involved in the spots. But overall, as far as debuts go, lots of eliminations in a 35-minute match. It's an 8. Match 2, Trios Tournament match. El Dragon AZTECA Jr., Prince Puma and Rey Mysterio versus Mundo, Taya and Brian Cage. They are tag team partners who don't get on. The heels isolate Prince Puma. 5 minutes pass and Rey hasn't thrown a single punch. Puma always tags Rey, but Rey gets floored from the ring apron. AZTECA gets the tag anyway and the match turns. He eventually falls back into the corner where Rey is waiting on the top rope. Seated senton for Mundo. He also takes out both Mundo and Taya, absolutely no idea what to call that, but the crowd loved it. Mysterio drop toe holds Taya into Mundo's nutsack. Now Mysterio gets Mundo and Taya stacked up on the ropes, but he can't hit 619. Rey's partners both hit dives out of the ring, but Rey doesn't bother. Instead he fights Mundo in the ring and gets a 2 off a springboard crossbody. Mundo can't nail the sunset flip as Rey rolls through and drop kicks his face off. Taya Valkyrie and Mundo hit Rey with a double team move, which doesn't end the match. Mysterio decides to try and fight Brian Cage now, but he's crushed with a big belly to belly. Insane moves going on from Puma and AZTECA, but they can't get the free. Maybe they should have stuck with a simple splash like Rey does, that seems to usually get the job done. Later he tries a Rana on Cage, but he has too much power and he's buckle bombed into Taya in the corner. Brian Cage is doing insane stuff in this one too. Rey eventually knocks him down for moonsault. He follows that with a nice head scissors to send Morrison onto the ropes. Mysterio hits 619 and throws himself out the ring onto Taya Valkyrie. Prince Puma beats Johnny Mundo with a crazy flip dive. What a match that was. The only negative is that every single person did more than Rey. I hope he's not in Lucha Underground to take it easy and collect a paycheck. It's a B. Match 3, Trios Tournament Match Final for the Trios title. 4-team elimination match. Jack Evans, PJ Black and FENIX versus Cisco, Cortez and everyone's favourite Joey Ryan versus AZTECA Jr., Prince Puma and Rey Mysterio versus Ivelisse and the Son of Havoc, the champions. They've got a numbers disadvantage as no Angelico. Rey starts out with a quick cover on Cisco when he misses a dropkick. Ivelisse sweeps Rey out now almost to pin him. FENIX throws Rey into a seated senton on Cisco, but I think Ivelisse knees Rey in the head, it's hard to tell. Tags are made because everyone is bored. Everyone starts hitting dives as Rey questions his decision to sign for this company. Surprisingly, Rey decides to join in with the dives on this one as he splashes everyone from the top rope out of the ring. It is unfortunately the least impressive dive out of the lot. Ivelisse eliminates Mr. Cisco. Jack Evans then eliminates Ivelisse. So just like that, Mysterio's team are down to the finals. Rey just lets his teammates handle business. He finally gets the tag and hits Jack Evans with a diving hurricanrana and another on PJ Black. Now it's a springboard crossbody on Jack Evans and a 619 on Black. Nice flurry of offense. He smashes Evans onto the ropes and connects with another 619. Once again AZTECA and Puma take over. Rey finishes off Jack Evans with a split-legged moonsault, that is the 3. New Trios champions. It's a similar match to the others. It's clear that Rey is just here to give some credibility to AZTECA and Prince Puma. He's just going to let them do all the crazy stuff and then he's going to sweep. This one's a C, not much to talk about until the closing minute of the match. Match 4, Graver Consequences, Trios title match. The challengers are Ivelisse, Son of Havoc and Johnny Mundo with Taya. The champions are of course Dragon AZTECA Jr., Prince Puma and Rey Mysterio Jr. Son of Havoc and Mysterio face off, there's lots of intrigue to see what they can do against each other. Havoc sweeps his leg out quickly and hits a standing moonsault for a 2. Rey uses momentum to climb onto his shoulders and rolls him into a pin for a 2. Now they both catch the other's leg. Rey counts to 3 and at the same time they both let go. He then tries an enziguri but he misses. Both guys tag out for some reason. A lot of time passes before Rey returns to the ring. Once again it's versus Havoc. Rey nails a body scissors into a victory roll for a 2. Then there's a bit of a clunky Irish whip exchange, but Rey recovers and he drops Havoc onto the ropes. Ivelisse stops his 619 attempt. Johnny Mundo takes out his own partner by mistake as Rey looks around in a confused state. The match continues with Rey trying another 619. He ends up running into a big boot. Once again, Rey sends Havoc onto the ropes with a head scissors. He doesn't hit the 619 though, instead he tags in Puma who nails his crazy dive and that's the 3. Well, that pretty much confirms Rey's role in this team. Not much to say for Rey in any way, it's a D. Match 5, Trios title match. The challengers Jack Evans, PJ Black and Johnny Mundo with Taya versus the champions AZTECA, Puma and Mysterio. Man, I'm struggling to find anything at all to say about this one. After a very long time, Mysterio joins the match for the first time with Mundo as he hits him with a head scissors with multiple revolutions. Oh, and that's it, he tags out again. He's gone again for absolutely ages before diving on PJ Black for head scissors. I guess we waited so long we were due something impressive. Rey head scissors Mundo out the ring and somehow stays on top of him, flawless. He sends Mundo into the apron. As the match breaks down, Rey dropkicks PJ Black in the ass and connects with the 619. Puma hits his wacky dive as usual, but this time Mundo pulls the ref out the ring. Mysterio can't dive on him either and he gets kicked in the nutsack and kicked in the head. The match continues for a few more minutes. There's more kicks to the nutsack in this one than a slapnuts match. How is Rey still down from that, but everyone else who got kicked in the nutsack is still fighting? I guess they've got nuts of steel. Jack Evans hits Dragon AZTECA with a chair and that's the 3. Worst performance from Rey so far minus one really cool spot, and they lost the belt so it's D. He needs to start doing a bit more. I'm going to start handing out S's in a minute. They're finally going to give us some storyline now. Dragon AZTECA wants to take out the monster, but Rey doesn't want to and he wants his team to get the belts back instead. He's also rude to Prince Puma, essentially telling him that he's in charge of this team. So I guess we might see some matches between these guys soon. Match 6, rematch for the Trios title. Rey, AZTECA and Prince Puma challenge for the belts which belong to Jack Evans, PJ Black and Mundo with Taya. To my complete shock, Rey starts this match with PJ Black. PJ barges Rey down, which is somehow a 2. Rey can't connect with a Hurricanrana, but he can connect with a kick. A head scissors with authority now. Rey seems extra aggressive in this one. Not used to seeing Rey doing 10 punches in the corner. Rey ends up on PJ's shoulders. He throws him through the air into a kick to the nutsack. That's one way to do it. Evans, Mundo and Black triple team Rey now. He's not having a good time of it. Evans rides Rey like a surfboard into a surfing moonsault for a 2. Eddie Edwards would be jealous of that one. Rey desperately tries to scramble to make the tag, but he's stopped by Mundo. He just can't get going in this one. Mundo now have a Turtle World backbreaker. He picks Rey up again and attempts a powerbomb. This time the biggest little man turns it into a tornado DDT, and finally Rey manages to make the tag. Surprisingly, Rey is back pretty soon as the luchadors hit triple basement dropkicks. Everyone is diving as usual now, and also, as usual, Rey isn't able to hit a dive and Evans dropkicks him off the apron. Puma superplexes Evans out the ring onto everyone else. Some really insane moves going on in this video. The match carries on for like 5 minutes with Rey becoming invisible as usual. The match ends by DQ after Prince Puma kicks Mundo in the nutsack in front of the referee. Rey moans at him after the match. This is going to be our student-teacher storyline. It's a C for Mysterio. Match 7, 12-man tag. Puma, Willie Mack, Sexy Star, Son of Havoc, Tejano and Rey Mysterio Jr. take on FENIX, Ivelisse, King Cuerno, Taya, Johnny Mundo and CHAVO Guerrero. Oh wow, actually no, Pentagon Jr. takes out CHAVO and steals his place in the match. Can't hate on that really. They call this Team Mysterio, but he certainly doesn't feel like the main character in terms of importance here. He's the last member of his team to even get in the match as he runs straight into a King Cuerno big boot. Mysterio responds by grabbing his arm and diving off the rope into a head scissors. Cuerno sends him to the apron where he receives a kick from Rey. He follows that with the seated senton. Rey's still going and springs off the ropes into a wheelbarrow bulldog. Feels like this is the most prolonged period we've seen Rey in action. Mundo breaks up a pin and Mysterio tags Tejano, who throws Rey into a head scissors. As usual, Rey spends the next portion of the match watching everyone else hit dives out of the ring. He's the last man left, but Mundo stops him from diving and he splats him out of the ring. Mysterio returns a minute later hitting 619 to Mundo. There's like a passing of the torch moment where Rey encourages Prince Puma to dive. He doesn't though because Mundo takes him out by kicking Rey into Puma. Mundo takes Rey out of a springboard kick and he finishes Prince Puma off with a Spanish fly. It's over. There was a nice flurry of offense from Rey in this one, but not much else. It's a C. Prince Puma eventually turns heel on his teacher as predicted. Match 8, Ultima Lucha Dos main event. Prince Puma vs Rey Mysterio Jr. This one has a big fight feel. Rey just about edges the early gun, it's such a fast start. Puma handsprings out the head scissors attempt, double kick to the slash zone happens for some reason. Rey hits more kicks for a 1 count but not to the nutsack. His next head scissors is blocked and Puma drops him on his knees. No cover is made. Puma follows up with an uppercut in the corner. Nice submission from Puma now as he twists Mysterio up like a pretzel. Then Puma turns it into a pin for a 2. Prince Puma tries to stay in control, but he can't manage an electric chair drop as both men fall out of the ring. Once again, Mysterio stays on his shoulders and Rana's Puma into the apron. Mysterio decides to do his best seal impression again. Or is it a penguin? I can't remember what animal does that. I don't know and I don't care. Back in the ring, Mysterio hits the seated senton followed by a crossbody for a 2. Puma finally closes Rey down with a knee, but not for long as Rey springs off the ropes into a DDT. Another 2 for Rey. We continue in the corner with Puma managing to block into a dropkick. Nice move now as Puma tries to throw Rey from the ring, which is turned into a 619 to the guts. Rey wants to dive on him with a head scissors, which is caught. Puma throws him into the air into a Northern Lights. He doesn't release him and he powers Rey straight back up into a brainbuster. Just a 2. Puma climbs to the top rope. Rey manages to stop his dive and climbs up there with him. Prince Puma tries to hit a razor's edge, which Rey blocks. They've been on the top rope fighting for a while now. Puma has him on his shoulders, which Rey blocks again. It eventually ends with Rey hitting a reverse Rana. I have seen that move look so much better in the past. That's just a 2 for Rey. The match has really slowed, but suddenly they wake up. Puma hits a backstabber, quickly followed by a spinning powerbomb for another 2. Both guys are exhausted now. When they get up, Rey misses a 619, he's nailed with a spin kick to collapse onto the ropes. Puma hits him with the 3-2-3, and he tries to follow that up with a 450, just a 2. Big time go to sleep from Puma now, but Rey doesn't go to sleep and he kicks out the pin. Puma tries to follow that by climbing to the top, and he tells Rey he's sorry and he loves him. Then he proceeds to miss his dive. Mysterio quickly climbs onto his shoulders and snaps off a Rana pin for a 2. Moments later, Rey kicks him in the back of the head, but he still can't hit the 619. Puma holds on to Rey and he tries a tombstone, which Rey reverses and completely spikes Puma. He does finally manage to hit the 619 now into the West Coast pop pin, and that, my little friends, is the 1-2-3. What a match, one of the best in Ring of the Hawk history, and it actually had a story. Rey Mysterio rolled back the years with this one, and I don't think there was a single dive out the ring either. Love this one, it's an easy A all night all day. We're moving into the third series of Lucha Underground now. Match 9, Rey Mysterio vs Pentagon Dark. Rey has a new look for this match. Pentagon shoves him straight away. Mysterio nails the first big move with a head scissors which clears Pentagon from the ring. Randomly, Rey hits a flip senton out the ring, which is the first time seeing that on this run. In the ring, that's a 2 for Rey. Pentagon responds by throwing Rey into the air and letting him hit the floor. A double stomp follows, giving Pentagon a 2. Penta with a big kick now, which sweeps Rey's leg out from under him. Pentagon's really rolling now and he hits a couple of swing blades for a 2. And a super kick. Rey decides to follow Pentagon onto the top rope where he's able to hit the Frankensteiner for a 2. Rey suddenly does a line of coke and he's running everywhere like a deer on acid. Pentagon grabs him and slides him out the ring onto his belly to calm him down. On the outside, Rey tries a moonsault at the apron, which is caught, but Rey's still able to hit the DDT onto the floor. He sends Penta back into the ring and splashes from the top for a Rey 2 count. Back on their feet, out of nowhere, Pentagon hits the Pentagon Driver, which is surprisingly just a 2. That seems to wake Rey up, who arm drags Pentagon, but Penta dodges the 619 and hits a super kick. Big time gut stabber from Pentagon now for another 2. Pentagon starts raging out and looking at Vampiro on the commentary desk. Vamp looks like a mole's foreskin. Penta comes back to the ring, but he can't hit the pile driver and Rey ranas him onto the ropes. The 619 connects with Rey. Randomly, Rey jumps off the middle rope and finishes off Penta with a Canadian Destroyer. Wasn't expecting that from him. Another good match though, although it was slightly less crazy than the last. Still an A though. I am the man. Pentagon is a bad loser and he hits Rey for Razor's Edge. He also tries to snap Rey's arm, but Dragon AZTECA makes the save. This run has restarted popping off and all it took was Rey being on his own. Match 10, triple threat. Pentagon Dark versus CHAVO Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio Jr. This one seems to be more about beef between Pentagon and CHAVO. Penta throws Rey into a head scissors on CHAVO. Rey follows that with another one on Penta. He feels completely re-energized at this point. Penta shuts him down with a kick to the head. Rey throws CHAVO out the ring and nails a nice head scissors with multiple revolutions. Rey flies out the ring on the other 2 guys. Where was this Rey at the start of the video? Rey sends Penta back into the ring and hits the seated senton followed by the crossbody for a 2. CHAVO drags Rey out the ring and boots him square in the head. He tries to hit Rey with a chair, but Penta drop kicks it into his face. Pentagon starts booting everyone around the ring and into it too. Pentagon has the chair now, which he wedges into the corner. Then he crashes into his own chair, so it was a bad choice. CHAVO's back and Rey almost rolls him up. CHAVO quickly smacks him back down. Big backdrop from CHAVO on Rey for a 2. CHAVO seems to be in full control here until Rey quickens the pace and hits a kick to the head. Rey does a weird dodge on the ring apron and Pentagon charges into him with a kick. He's gone for a while from that one. He returns by pulling CHAVO out of the ring. He looks for a head scissors on Penta but can't manage it and it looks like a botch. Rey sends Penta into CHAVO and tries to get both with a 619 but he only catches CHAVO. The Rey dive can't connect as CHAVO makes him fall in his nutsack. Pentagon Dark retrieves Rey from the top and hits the package piledriver for the 3. Wow, a rare loss for Rey in Lucha Underground. It was weaker than the last 2 matches, I give it a C for Rey. They all keep fighting after the bell. CHAVO happily throws a chair into Rey's face and smashes his knee with the chair and a 3rd shot in the Tree of Woe. Match 11. Final match? Just when it was starting to get good. Loser leaves Lucha Underground. CHAVO Guerrero vs Rey Mysterio. There's a surprisingly slow start to this one as CHAVO tries to control Rey. CHAVO also gets the first 2 count. The crowd chant Lucha Legends. Rey suddenly ends up on CHAVO's shoulder and almost rolls him up. CHAVO Classic is in the crowd. Rey does a springboard arm drag and a drop kick to knock CHAVO out the ring. Rey dives out the ring with head scissors which throws CHAVO into Classic. They come back to the ring with Mysterio nailing a big moonsault. First time we've seen that in this video. That's just a 2. CHAVO Classic chants are starting in the crowd. Rey completes 10 punches in the corner without interruption. That is very rare. CHAVO finally manages a counter with the alley-oop. He starts throwing uppercuts. He's finally got a hold in this match. A mistake is made which allows Rey to dive out the ring, but he seems to catch his knee on impact. Actually, it's fine. He springboards back into the ring, so it must be okay. Chavo creams him with a dropkick now. The Guerrero starts zoning in on Rey's knee. Chavo attempts a top rope back suplex, which Rey fights off. Rey takes too long recovering and Chavo gets back up there, but out of nowhere Rey manages a sunset flip powerbomb for a double down. Punches are traded, both guys are looking weary. Mysterio connects with a seated senton for a 2. He can't follow that as he gets smashed with a backbreaker. Chavo gets an Eddie chant started as he's known to do as he hits the Three Amigos. He can't hit the third and Mysterio head scissors him into the ropes. Chavo Classic gets involved and stops the 619 with a chair. Then out of nowhere he smashes Chavo with the chair. The ref calls for DQ and Chavo has won. Wow, that was a dumb finish. Well, thankfully the decision is reversed and it will now be a no DQ rules match. Rey gets both Chavos on the ropes, but the 619 only hits Classic. Mysterio flies from the ropes with a seated senton on Chavo, but he rolls through into a single leg Boston Crab. Remember, Rey supposedly injured his knee earlier. I don't blame you if you forgot, he hasn't exactly been selling it. He's in the hold for a while before kicking Chavo off. Chavo succeeds in hitting the Three Amigos and caps it off with the gory special. Wow, Rey kicks out, wasn't expecting that. Rey reverses the next gory special into a 2 count. He quickly dropkicks Chavo in the face and both guys are down dead again. When they get up, Chavo is sent into the ropes and the 619 finally connects. Rey finishes Chavo off with the splash for the 3 count. The crowd are singing La 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 goodbye to Chavo, which will always be well received by the Hawk. It was a good match, which was let down by Mysterio not selling his knee. Was it supposed to be injured or not? It was hard to tell, it's a B. And like what I did there saying it was the final match. We ain't done guys yet, I'm just messing with you. Smack yourself with a brick if you fell for that one. Match 12, AZTEC Warfare for the Lucha Underground title. Rey Mysterio is a bit more fortunate with his draw this time. He's not drawn 1 or 2 in this rumble, he instead draws number 8. Rey has to go head to head with the monster. They've been teasing that a little bit throughout this video. Rey is stopped from going into the ring, but he takes out Black and Mundo. Rey then charges into the ring and has a face-off with Pentagon Dark. He kicks Rey all over the ring. Dr. Wagner Jr. and Pentagon try to work together, but Rey arm drags them both. He also hits the head scissors on Pentagon. He can't hit Dr. Wagner, who drops Rey on his little face. Rey is thrown from the ring, but it doesn't look great this time. Later on, Famous B tries to recruit Rey Mysterio. He starts telling him the number to call. 423. Then Rey screams 619, and he sticks to his word and beats Famous B with a splash. Nice to see a bit of personality coming through. Rey also tries to 619 Mundo, but the Moth stops that from happening. The Moth tries to backbreaker him, which isn't happening, and Rey rolls him up for the 3. Willie Mack is here. Rey steps out of his way to allow him to dive out the ring. Mysterio disappears for a very long time in this match, not sure what he was doing. After a while, Rey is shown in the ring looking rested, but now he comes face to face with the monster again. Rey desperately throws punches and kicks. His springboard crossbody is caught and he's backbreakered. I think Rey tries a crucifix, but it looks rubbish and it seems more like the monster hit a Samoan drop. Rey hits the monster in the ass with a dropkick and dials up the 619. It doesn't work, but he tries a second time and it's blocked. The monster attempts a slam. He can't manage it and Mysterio hits a code red for the 3. It's apparently the monster's first loss in Lucha Underground. Wasn't expecting that one. Monster Matanza is a bad loser and he kicks Rey out the ring and rams him into a fence over and over again. Back in the ring, he hits a big power slam on Rey. Johnny Mundo sweeps up and Rey has been eliminated. The match is won by Sexy Star. Rest in peace Mil Muertes' career. There was a couple of cool moments in this one, but Rey disappeared far too much for my liking. It's a C. Match 13, the Deerwolf PJ Black vs Rey Mysterio. Very frantic pace to start this match. I think this could be a good one. Rey does a forward roll and gets kicked in the head. PJ tries stomping on him, but he can't connect. Head scissors from Rey, which clears him from the ring. On the outside, PJ does a backbreaker. So pointless, wouldn't you want to throw Rey on the floor instead of doing that? Back at the ring, PJ Black hits a diving punch for a 2 count. The submission doesn't work for PJ, but the 619 doesn't work for Rey as he's super kicked. PJ tries a springboard, which is countered with Rey's dropkick. Shots are traded for a bit now. PJ ends up on the outside of the ring where Rey hits a beautiful acai moonsault. Rey seems fired up for this one, he's flying all over the ring now. He can only get a 2. The head scissors sends PJ into the turnbuckles. He's not that hurt and he's playing possum. He gets Rey in the Tree of Woe. PJ double stomps Rey, but that's just a 2. A spin kick from PJ now. He can't manage to hit a dive and Rey makes him fall in his nutsack. The Frankensteiner is now reversed and randomly PJ Black hits a Styles Clash. That's just a 2 from the Beowulf. PJ tells the crowd to shove it. He catches Rey's moonsault but he can't prevent the DDT, and there's a ref bump. Mundo is here goofing around. He beats Rey down. Apparently Mundo is the current Lucha Underground champion. Jack Evans also helps and they triple team Mysterio. Dragon AZTECA saves Rey from the Geeks. PJ Black ends up with his arm draped over Rey as the ref wakes up. No, that's just a 2. When PJ makes it up, he tries a Razor's Edge. Rey reverses that and hits the head scissors. 619 into a splash and it's over. This turned out to be a pretty basic match in the end. It felt like it was going to be better in the early going. It's a C from the Hawk. There is a rare in-ring promo from Rey. He speaks in a mixture of Spanish and English. The promos were never Rey's strong point though. Oh look, it's Dominic Mysterio. Wasn't expecting to see him here. He says, "What's up to Mundo?" And then it gets heated. Dominic suddenly screams, "Hey, what's that?" And Mundo smashes him in the face with a belt. I guess hindsight is a wonderful thing. Match 14, Lucha Underground title. Surprised it took this long. The challenger Rey Mysterio Jr. versus the champion Johnny Mundo. Outside interference from anyone is banned. And we're off. Rey is rightfully extra aggressive in this one. Mundo tries to roll up but he gets a boot to the face. Rey goes running and slides into a head scissors out of the ring. Nice one. Rey now smashes Mundo into a fence. It's good to see this side of Mysterio. Back in the ring, Rey hits a springboard splash for a 2 count. Mundo can't land anything until he catches Rey on the top rope. He hits a massive gut buster from the second rope. Mundo controls the match for a bit before Rey grabs his arm from behind and flips Mundo over and almost beats him with a bridging pin. Mundo responds by grabbing Rey's eyelashes to slow him down. Now it's a springboard kick from Mundo for a 2 count. Rey tries to mount a comeback, so Mundo slides him out of the ring. That certainly looked better the last time it happened. Johnny Mundo misses his corkscrew dive out the ring and Rey hits a head scissors on the outside. Mysterio goes running from the ring and dives straight into a head scissors. That's a rare move. Rey tries to springboard back into the ring but he's caught with a kick. Mundo wants Starship Pain, but whilst he's dragging Rey he almost gets beaten by an inside cradle. Mundo kicks him to calm him down. Nice move now as Mundo hits a crossroads off the middle rope. It's still not over. Mysterio does manage to dodge a baseball slide and Mundo flies into the corner post. Both men are down dead. As they wake up, Mundo with another eyelash pull. He's not going to have any fur left above his eyes. The commentary team massively oversell that one for some reason. He's hurting Rey's unprotected eyelashes. Rey manages to block a fade to black and turns it into a Canadian destroyer. Just a 2 for Rey. Rey puts on an octopus submission hold. It doesn't work. Nor does the head scissors as Morrison hits a spinning backbreaker for a 2 count. Weird moment now as Morrison fails on the Starship Pain. Mysterio capitalises and does a split-legged moonsault for a 2. Jesus, now Rey hits a seated senton out of the ring. He's pulling out all the stops here. Rey comes back to ring for springboard DDT. Everyone is willing him to get the 3, but he can't. Loving this match. Then there's a ref bump. It was all going so well. Morrison kicks Mysterio in the nuts. He hits a big backbreaker, but no ref. Mundo brings a belt into the ring and whoa, Dominic Mysterio stops him. Dom steps into the ring and wow, what a spear on Morrison. Security chase Dom away and he pops one of them. Mysterio launches Morrison onto the ropes and hits the 619. The splash makes its mark. 1, 2, no. Dario Cueto, the Lucha Underground manager, pulls the ref out of the ring. Rey's mask is all messed up. He smacks Mysterio one. This is getting weird. Rey single legs Dario Cueto onto the ropes and hits 619. Mundo's recovered and he smacks Rey with the belt in the back of the head. The Starship Pain connects and Mundo has won. Wow, what a match despite that overbooked finish, which isn't Rey's fault by the way. Rey was busting out all his moves here, even ones we hadn't seen in a bit, and I did not expect to see Dom getting so involved in the finish. I also can't believe Rey didn't win the Lucha Underground title. It's an A from the Hawk. Match 15, final match. It's an impromptu match between the Monster Matanza Cueto versus Rey Mysterio. This is basically happening because Matanza was killing Dragon AZTECA, who's Rey's little protege. I usually love David vs Goliath type matches, so I've got high hopes here. Rey head scissors him and kicks him, but he can't knock him down. They both sort of slop into each other. Rey keeps bringing the kicks. A springboard head scissors finally does something and Matanza leaves the ring. Rey tried to capitalise, but he's dropped on the apron. Mysterio gets reintroduced to the fence a few times. Back in the ring, the monster is fully dominating. That is until Rey suddenly manages a crucifix pin for a 2 count before the monster floors him. Mysterio is launched out the ring like a seal. On the outside, Matanza boots him into a wall. The commentary team say people in the crowd are smiling because Matanza is scaring them. That seems like a strange thing to bring up. The monster lightly shoves Rey into the side of the commentary desk. Rey is out on the top rope now. Matanza somehow doesn't have the strength to suplex him. Rey nails a code red from up there for the double down. Rey is the first one back to his feet and he hits the springboard seated senton and a big DDT for a 2 count. Another springboard ass drop almost gets the job done. Unfortunately, Rey runs into a big boot. For some reason, Matanta grabs a chair. This so-called powerhouse is useless. He misses the chair shot and Rey kicks him over and drop kicks the chair into his face. The chair is then wedged between the ropes, and Rey drop kicks him into it, followed by a 619 into the chair into his face. Nice spot. Mysterio tries the West Coast pop, but the monster throws a chair at his knee. The monster Matanta ragdolls him into a German suplex. A big pump handle German suplex follows. This isn't looking good for Rey. Rey desperately tries a moonsault, but he's just about caught again, and there's a power slam, and that's the 3. Well, that was anticlimactic. Dario Cueta pulled his foot off the ropes. The monster is a bad winner and continues the attack after the bell. Rey's head is wedged between a chair and thrown into a pole. This attack is used to write Rey Mysterio off Lucha Underground telly. Mysterio is then carried away by the monster, presumably to be eaten, or perhaps worse, made to watch Rob Terry matches. Well, that was all a bit of an anticlimax in the end. It didn't get going until the last 2 minutes and then it ended. I don't think this monster is as much of a monster as they tried to make him out to be. They didn't have good chemistry. It was a good match, but not great. I give it a B. And that's Rey Mysterio in Lucha Underground. He returned to the WWE as a surprise entrant at Royal Rumble 2018. This video is getting long, and I know you all hate long videos, so we've got to shove Rey Mysterio final grade for Ring of the Hawk Season 4. I thought it was going to suck, and he was going to half-ass it, but he clearly could still go and was genuinely trying to give his proteges a chance to shine. He almost had me fooled. Just like I almost had you all fooled when I said it was the final match earlier. The second half of this video was filled with bangers. 4 A's out of 15 is pretty impressive. Honestly, there was nothing bad in this entire run, just a lack of participation at times. I think it's only fair to give Rey Mysterio an A for his time in Lucha Underground because he wasn't just there to collect a paycheck. He tried to help the younger guys, and he had some absolutely quality matches. And if you don't agree with that, ask your girl why I'm covered in scratches.